Charles Collingwood is a British actor who has worked in the theatre, on TV and on radio. You have worked in theatre, TV and radio. Which do you most enjoy?
Now, I enjoy radio most because it's the medium I've spent so long in, so I'm so familiar with it that I can relax. It doesn't make me nervous. I'm able to just throw myself into it and enjoy every moment. As a young actor, theatre was what I enjoyed most. All actors, I think, become actors to work in theatre. That's what you set out to do. And when I left RADA, when I was a young man, aged 21 or 2, in 1963, I, of course, thought I'd have a life in the theatre. But it didn't work out that way. I've spent over half my life in the longest running soap opera in the world. I'm jolly proud of it.
What advantage does radio acting have over TV acting?
I think many. The obvious answer is that we don't have to learn our lines because nobody can see us. It's quite interesting, if you watch a television soap, very few scenes will last longer than 2 minutes because the actors have got to learn the lines. And there are only so many words an actor can get into his head before recording. We don't have that problem at all. The more artistic thing for me, the thing that I get from it as an actor, is its immediacy. Television acting takes a very long time. Setting it up, getting the lighting, the sound, everything has to be exactly in order. And then you do the scene and something goes wrong. One of the props doesn't work, or somebody makes a noise, or an aircraft flies over, or a car goes by. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. The joy of radio is that you turn up, you read it through with the other actors, you go in the studio, you rehearse once, possibly twice, and then you record it, and then you move on. So I love the immediacy of radio.
Do you get your script before you go to the studio to record the programme?
Well, we do get them in advance, correct. What we don't know in advance before the scripts arrive as to what's happening to your character. There have been occasions in the past when actors have opened their envelope of scripts and, to their horror, found that they've gone under a tractor or hit a tree or something like that, and that's not much fun for them.
Do you follow the script strictly, or do you ad-lib sometimes?
I follow the script 90%. If the line is, are you coming to see us tonight? And the reply is, we'll be there at 6. I might just go, yeah, I'll be there at 6, just to make it more conversational. I also try not to sound too much like an actor. Actors, because we've been trained, tend to have good voices and good speech, good projection. Well, the public don't. So I don't play my character as, perhaps, as deliberately as I'm talking to you.
How are the sound effects done in radio drama?
Well, a great many of them are played in by the technicians from the producer's gallery, and they're on CD or disc or whatever it is. But we still do quite a lot ourselves. I mean, if we're required to walk, we walk, and you hear our footsteps. If we eat, we eat. We don't eat anything very nice. We tend, you know, if it's a full Sunday roast, it's probably a rather stale piece of cake. When I first joined, if you had a love scene, and I'm delighted to say my character has had many love scenes, when you kissed the character, when they heard kissing, all it was kissing the back of your hand. So I would go, oh, darling, like that. Kiss the back of my hand, which is quite sad, really. Well, gladly, that's now stopped.
Do you ever get recognised by your voice?
Amazingly, more often than you'd believe. Quite extraordinary. I was in a supermarket not long ago, and I overheard a woman with her child saying to her little boy, he was 11 or 12, "Now, concentrate. I'm going to drop you home before I go out to play tennis. But make sure when you get home that you don't forget to record the Archers at 7 o'clock, all right?" And I just jumped in between the two of them and said, "And do as your mother's told." She nearly had a fit, this woman, because she immediately recognized my voice. And that was very funny. I'm able to just throw myself into it and enjoy every moment. I, of course, thought I'd have a life in the theatre, but it didn't work out that way. Television acting takes a very long time. You rehearse once, possibly twice, and then you record it, and then you move on. What we don't know in advance, before the scripts arrive, is to what's happening to your character.
Do you listen to the radio?
Yes.
When and where do you listen to the radio?
Mainly in the car when I'm driving, or sometimes at home in quiet moments.
What kind of programmes do you listen to?
Generally listen to Radio 2, which is generally sort of music and comments about the world.
Do you listen to the radio?
I do sometimes, because my housemate listens to the radio in the morning, and when she puts it on, I listen to it as well. But
What kind of programmes do you listen to?
it's usually Radio 4, and often the news and just debates and that kind of thing.
Do you listen to the radio?
Yes, I do.
When and where do you listen to the radio?
On the computer, on the internet, and just in my bedroom.
What kind of programmes do you listen to?
50s rock and contemporary music.
Do you listen to the radio?
Yes, I listen to the radio most mornings when I'm driving to work. I have a journey of about 40 minutes to take me to my work, so I listen to the radio then.
What kind of programmes do you listen to?
I often listen to Radio 2. I like the quiz programme in the morning. I listen to it coming home from work, and I listen to the news programmes. I like the classical programmes, and I like Radio 4.
Do you listen to the radio?
Yes, I do. I really like listening to the radio.
When and where do you listen to the radio?
Usually in the mornings, in the car. I drive to work in the car, and it takes quite a long time. It takes an hour at least, and I always listen to the radio then.
What kind of programmes do you listen to?
In the mornings, it's the Today programme, which is all about politics. And then sometimes I listen to music, whatever's on.
Mainly in the car when I'm driving.
My housemate listens to the radio in the morning, and when she puts it on, I listen to it as well. Often the news and just debates and that kind of thing.
I drive to work in the car, and it takes quite a long time. It takes an hour at least.